In Romans 5, verse 1, it says, therefore, since you have been justified through faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. Just as you're rotating your shoulders and pressing upward with the band, remember that pressing upwards through faith in Jesus Christ, we have been made right and freed from the constraints of sin. Just as this exercise requires us to rotate our shoulders, our faith requires us to rotate and turn to God, resulting in peace with Him. I'm Raman Hunter. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the Band Cuban Press exercise. There are different variations. I'm going to show you one of them in particular. But the typical Cuban press exercise is to pull the hands up, so you have your hands hang down, the palms are facing inwards, and you're pulling up, rotate, and press up. Back down, rotate down. All right? So you pull up the body, rotate the arms up, press up above the head, and then back down in same manner. All right? But this variation, I'm going to be using a resistance band. You can use a large resistance loop. You can use a resistance tube. You can even use dumbbells for this exercise. I have the band anchored to a stable object. One end anchored to the stable object, and the other end I'm going to be holding. Now, this exercise specifically targets the rotator cuff muscles, which helps with providing that support and stability for the shoulder joint. And it also helps, this exercise also helps with regard to freeing up the joint or making it more mobile, increasing the flexibility, the range of motion of the shoulder joint. It also helps in building the control and the stability to reduce shoulder pain, especially for persons who have had a history of rotator cuff tears or rotator cuff injury. And on that note, if it is that you do have a rotator cuff tear or a predisposing shoulder problem, then I would strongly suggest that you seek medical advice, you seek medical counsel from a physiotherapist first before performing this exercise. Otherwise, from that, it can be used as a wonderful warm-up exercise before you do the heavier lifts like bench presses or shoulder presses or any other type of press or push-pull type exercise. So I'm holding one end. You want to make sure that the shoulder is internally rotated. So it is like this. Elbow at 90 degrees, so the shoulder is 90 degrees abducted. Elbow in line with the shoulder. And what we're going to be doing is rotating externally or laterally. You rotate outwards and then press up. Back down to that same 90-degree position, rotate in, back to the starting position. So this is the starting position here. Rotate up, press up, down back to that position, and rotate back down. It should be controlled, and it shouldn't be pulling with your body. Don't allow the band to pull you forward either, to pull you out of position like this. Make sure you maintain that position, brace your core, keep the shoulders back and down, keep the shoulders back and down as you perform this exercise, and rotate up, press up, and then rotate back in. All right? So again, you have the band, as in here. So lift up the arm, 90 degrees abduction, bend the elbow, about 90 degrees elbow flexion. Make sure the elbow is in line with the shoulder. Rotate out and press up. Maintain that position. So don't allow the band to pull your hand forward like this. So maintain that contraction against the band. So like this, up, and then bring it back down to 90 degrees, and then rotate back in. Right? So you have it again, have the end of the band, keep the elbow bent, 90 degrees, shoulder abducted at 90 degrees or out at 90 degrees from the side. Rotate the arm back, press up, then back down to that position, and then rotate back in with the palm facing down or the forearm parallel to the floor. All right? It's a variation of the Cuban press, the band Cuban press exercise. Important to maintain the position of the shoulders. Important to maintain the position right here and then back down. Okay? So oftentimes, because if the band is too heavy, if the resistance is too much, then go in a little bit, loosen the band. It's not supposed to be pulling the shoulder forward like that. So I have it here. If you find yourself doing this, it's too much, and you need to reduce the tension or the resistance of the band by either stepping in or holding the band further to the end. The closer to the anchor you hold the band is the more resistance that you get. Further away that you hold the band from the anchor is the less resistance. All right. So if it is that you're having too much resistance, maybe you need to hold further down to the end of the band. If not, then just loosen the band or step forward to reduce the distance between your body and the anchor of the band, and then perform the exercise again, right? If the resistance is too much. Again, rotate, press up, back down. The band Cuban press exercise is really good in terms of injury prevention as well. It's a wonderful rehabilitative exercise. It's a good exercise to use for your warm-ups before you do the other exercise that involves the shoulder. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Roman Hunter. Have a wonderful day. Blessings.